Hello, everyone. Welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Polly Jo Labbe, here on the Trinity Temple of Sacred Wisdom YouTube channel. Welcome. We are here on this last Tuesday in April, and spring has sprung in so many ways, and it's a time of new beginnings. We're in the new moon energy once again, and so you may be feeling that sense of new possibilities coming in and new ideas. And that's what we're here to share. We're going to reach the midway point on May 1st, which is, again, just a couple days away. And that will be the point where we are in the midst of what's going to blossom in our lives and in the world around us. So what are we looking to do tonight? We're here to connect with our soul. We're always connected, but sometimes we forget, or we're a little out of sync or out of touch. And so it's just a moment once a week where we gather together to reconnect with our higher self, our spiritual teams, our angels, our guides, our ancestors, bring in the wisdom of the ancients to assist us in our journey through this magical world of life. So tonight we will be doing our meditation to clear all the dense energy, anything that is holding us back and stuck in a pattern of suffering, basically, where we aren't open and expansive to new ideas and new possibilities. So let's shed all that tonight. And then after our meditation, we're going to open the wisdom gates and invite the ancestors in. And tonight's deck is The Infinite Wisdom of the Chakras, and it's written by Alison, Denicola. And the art is by Deary Lawrence. And this one felt important this week because, the chakras are the little engines in our energy system that guide different aspects of our lives. And sometimes we're a little out of whack. And so sometimes if we have that connection, we can find out what's out of sorts and get some really cool information. So this is the deck that spoke to me this evening, so it's what we're going to be using. And so here we are, gathered back in our sacred community, and I'm going to invite you to get yourself nice and comfortable. This is your opportunity to relax, to recharge, and to reconnect. So just start by letting out a couple of deep sighs, releasing any air that you've been holding on to. And just make room for your body to just decompress. Allow your muscles to gently let go of the stress and tension that they've been holding on to. And just in this moment, notice any places in your body where you feel tightness, discomfort, dis-ease. And just be aware of it, but invite it to release. Just take a moment to connect with your breathing. Notice the inhale and the exhale. Are you breathing deep all the way down into your belly? Or simply breathing quickly through the top of your lungs? And with no judgment, just awareness. Notice your breath. And we're going to welcome in and invite in the divine energy. And whether you connect to that as God or Goddess, the universe, oneness, consciousness, all that is. We're going to welcome the connection of the divine to help us create our sacred space, surrounding and protecting us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. Creating a sacred boundary around our aura, around our body, so we can simply relax, release the energy of vigilance, and just simply be in this breath and in this moment. And we also ask that a second bubble be created around the space that we're in, the room, or the location. And creating this barrier of love and light. Knowing that all of the divine healing energy that we are connecting to and through, we hold the intention that all healing will be done for the good of all and harm to none, which includes ourselves. And we ask the divine energy to activate the crystalline temple of light, welcoming our crystal allies to help us hold the vibration of healing, clearing love and light. Allowing our worries, our concerns, and our burdens to simply slip off of us in this moment, to melt away, so we can simply be in a place of peace and tranquility. And we're going to begin by welcoming in the divine energy at our crown, at the top of our head. And you might feel this as pressure, tingling, hot or cold. You might sense a bright light. And just taking a moment of awareness of the divine energy that is present. And just gently allowing our connection to expand. Opening the pathway for the divine energy to flow to us and through us, to balance our energy body, any physical ailments, emotional stressors, any swirling thoughts that we've had. In any ways we felt disconnected from spirit, disconnected from the truth of who we are. And gently bringing balance to our third eye in the center of our forehead. Balancing the energy of our brain, our thoughts, our emotions, our intuition and creativity, bringing all of our senses into balance as they guide us through our lives, our personal guidance system, and opening up the pathways of communication with our spiritual teams, our angels, our guides, our ancestors, the ascended masters, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibrations available to us in this moment. And welcoming in the wisdom of the divine to reconnect with our intuition, to our inner knowing as it vibrates in the energy of truth. Bringing our focus and our awareness to our throat chakra, bringing in the various blues, and opening and expanding our uniqueness, our voice of authenticity, the center of our self-expression. And realigning our throat with truth, integrity, and honesty. So that we are free to be who we are meant to be and express that openly and lovingly. Bringing our unique gifts to the planet. Releasing all the stress and the burden that we've been carrying on our shoulders and in our neck. Allowing the weight of responsibility to be lifted, even if it is just in this moment. And centered in the heart. Bringing in the connection to our high heart or our transcendental heart, the heart that is filled with unconditional love, joy, happiness, and acceptance. Moving into the spaces where we hold our sadness and disappointment and grief. Allowing that emotional energy to become fluid, to return to a state of movement and balance. Making room for our breath to expand. Room for inspiration to become connected to our breath of life. and the beat of our heart. Releasing the tension between the shoulders and in the upper back, allowing the back to feel supported and held by divine flow, divine energy, not only through the spine, but also through the ribs, all the way down to the pelvis. And connecting to the solar plexus in the belly. Noticing any energy here that may be leaking, any pockets of fear, anxiety, overwhelm, resentment, judgment, or righteous anger. And any energy we've absorbed from other people in our environment, from the planet. And inviting the fire energy to simply burn away and turn to ash. All that discomfort and dis-ease. Bringing a sense of calmness and serenity so that our inner child can feel safe, supported, loved, and nourished. Bringing our focus and our attention down into our sacral chakra just below the belly button. Noticing our water element, our ability to flow through life with ease. Our ability to allow our emotions to be fully expressed. Bringing a rhythm back to our creation energy, the ebb and flow. The circulation of the blood and the oxygen through our body. Restoring that flow into all areas of our life experience. Bringing in that juicy creative energy to be expressed in any ways that we feel called. And restoring balance to any of our energy that is connected to fear. The energy where we have worry or a sense of needing control. Anything that feels out of balance, returning it to that sense of fluidity, flexibility, adaptability. And then gently moving into our root chakra. Bringing balance back to our entire survival body, our physical, emotional, and mental wellness, our sense of safety and security, our housing, our work, all things that allow us to feel held and supported. Clearing away any energy we've been carrying for the planet around this. Clearing any energy we've carried for our family of origin. Clearing any energy that has restricted our sense of feminine energy, especially the feminine in the light. And allowing our field to reconnect deeply through our roots to our Earth Star chakra beneath our feet, reconnecting and plugging back into the energy of the divine feminine, our connection to Gaia, our sense of nurturing community, allowing that energy to expand through our whole foundation, our whole sense of being. And as that energy begins to move up through our roots and through our body, welcoming in the divine masculine through our soul star chakra connection to our crown, as above, so below. Allowing and welcoming the energy to meet in the center in our heart, including the heart of our inner child. Allowing that unconditional love to radiate out to all aspects of our being, all connections to all that is, releasing any pockets of discomfort. We may still be holding on to, inviting the divine energy to dissolve and break that apart, shining unconditional love and light in between the cracks and crevices of the thoughts and the beliefs that we hold together in fear. Breaking it apart so the love energy can fill all the spaces in between. Radiating that love energy out like a beacon of light to all those in need, all those who seek healing, all those who seek guidance and wisdom. And sending healing energy to the grieving hearts. For there are many in this place. Coating them with divine light, embracing them in their moment of need. And rekindling the resilience to continue forth on this beautiful journey, filled with twists and turns, ups and downs, but magic and beauty and joy if we simply stop to see it. And we invite our spiritual team to bring any messages to us, through us, through our dream state, through our meditation, through our writing, through the messages that will come through the cards drawn this evening. And gently just start by bringing yourself and your awareness back into the present moment. Notice the room around you. You might hear things in the background. You might smell things. Feel the sensation of clothes on your body. Or the warmth of the sun. Just gently begin to realign and bring yourself back into your body, into this, our muscles. Maybe move your neck, your shoulders, rub your hands or your feet. And your team is still here with you to help guide you. And for those of you who are new, I pull cards to help facilitate any wisdom that wants to come through. And tonight's deck, we're using the Infinite Wisdom of the Chakras by Alison, Denicola, and the art's by Deirdre Lawrence. And if you would like a card pulled, all you have to do is type in "yes, please" into the comments, and we will make sure to give a reading to anyone who is in need. All right. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Oh, all right. Kevin is our first. I am going to attempt to speak slower for Kevin as he is using his live captioning to help assist in the hearing of the messages this evening. Okay, Kevin. This is the goddess of vibration. And her vibration is truth. It's saying to allow all the words that you speak to be aligned with truth, your truth. In each moment, our heart yearns to share what it's experiencing. And that is our personal truth. It may not be the same for those around us, but it is our personal truth. You are being invited to use your voice to speak the truth in brand new ways. When one of our senses, like our hearing, becomes diminished, our other senses step up to balance things out. You may notice your sense of smell is stronger, or your taste, or your sensitivity to touch. That is the way of our energy restoring balance when one part is having a struggle. So right now, the focus is on what is true for you today. It may not be your forever truth, but when we are in each moment, in our truth, we invite only truth to be spoken back to us. This is part of your lesson right now. And you are learning the power of words. We learn to use words as weapons to spread gossip, to spread discontent. But when we use the words of intention, then each word is vibrating at the frequency of truth. And the frequency of truth is love. And so when the heart and the throat come together in harmony, then all we can experience is truth. So enjoy this moment of learning and expanding your awareness, and know that you are being held and guided throughout all that is present. Love you. Hi, Stacy. Nice to have you. Beautiful. So your card is Sky Messenger, and it's the Freedom card. And so the Sky Messenger says, let go of restrictions and set yourself free. And again, this is another one that is very connected to the throat chakra. And part of that is, again, very similar to Kevin, where when we are aligned with our truth, doesn't have to be anybody's truth but our own, and it only has to be our own in that exact moment. Then we've released all the restrictions of being cautious, being careful. Not that that's a bad thing, but there are times when we are so worried about saying or doing or being the right thing that we enslave ourselves in those restrictions. And you're being invited to shed all of the chains that have been binding you. Allow yourself some freedom. Allow yourself some ways to be the messenger. And remember that the truth is always spoken in love. And yes, we can be in love energy even when we're angry because our boundaries have been crossed. And that can be a way where we use our words, but when we're mindful of the words and how we use them, we start opening up pathways to deeper, more loving communication. And the way that creates ease in your life and what's around you and the joy it brings, you're being guided to set yourself free. Maybe pay attention to any ways you bite your tongue or any people that you bite your tongue with. And maybe there are ways to bring loving communication to your interactions with that person. Because when we use that vibration of love and of our truth, if somebody else reacts, it's their own energy in their own field. It's got nothing to do with us. And we can open our heart and compassion that they're unwilling to receive the truth in this moment from us. And that's the hard part about being the messenger. But you're being invited to set yourself free. We could all use that. Thanks, dear. Have a great week. Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. Nice to have you, Jackie. Of course. So this is the Priestess card of intuition. I mean, look at that third eye and how it is just lit up and brilliant. So her message is to connect to the highest wisdom of the divine feminine. And the divine feminine is very active on the planet right now. And in a way that's speaking up for our collectiveness. The divine feminine is the energy of the whole, of the community, and that we are all part of this human community, and what we do and how we act impacts everyone around us. And so many people are sleepwalking through that without knowing that. And so the divine feminine energy is to hold that so others can sense it and feel it, and actually feel how much safer they feel when they're part of a community than separate. You know, our biggest wound is the separation that we believe we have with the divine. And so use your intuition on ways to really bring out that divine feminine energy. And it has a lot of connection to being of service. It's taking care of the community and yourself. You are part of the community. It's not being a martyr in service. It's the divine mother energy of holding and nurturing people right where they are. No judgment, no expectations, just that energy of loving you as you are. And there's so many people who need that energy right now. We all do. But sometimes we're called to be that person, to hold it for others. And that's what I'm sensing for you. Use your intuition on ways you can do that. And sometimes you don't even know what could be perceived as that. I'm seeing that energy of like holding the door open for somebody else. When you do it out of kindness and love, and not out of expectation and not out of, thank you or anything like that, you're just treating other people how you want to be treated. It's a different energy, right? And that's knowing that we're all connected. And so tapping into that connection and seeing ways that you can access that more deeply for yourself, and then share it with others. It's not meant to be hoarded or hidden. So bring out that divine feminine energy. We're all needing it. We're all wanting it, because the shadow masculine is pretty heavy on the planet at the moment. We need some good mama loving. Thank you, Jackie. Have a wonderful week. Oh, you're welcome, Stacy. Glad to deliver it. Thank you, Deanna, my emoji girl. Ooh, nice. This is the Chakra Balance card of peace. Look at the lotus and look at the energy as it's all centered right where it's meant to be. Through energy, breath, and balance emerges the greatest sense of peace. And it's true. When we're in alignment, when we're in our truth, when we're in our energy, when we are not absorbing anyone else's, and we're just in our own field, that weight gets lifted. And so remember that we all have the ability to balance our own chakras. It can be part of a daily practice. If we look at a rainbow, the colors of the rainbow, that reminds our chakras to balance, which is so interesting how the rainbow flag, right, that is out there for so many of our beautiful communities, it's because it's asking for balance. And isn't it interesting how many people get so upset by a rainbow color? And I know in many places right now, that being in balance is so key. It's our strongest spiritual weapon that we can use. And it's not really a weapon, but it's a defense system. When we're in a balanced state, things just roll off of us. And we can have compassion for those who are suffering right now, or suffering so deeply they need to create suffering for everyone around them. So work on balancing your chakras if you don't have a regular practice of it. Just bring in the rainbow, which makes me see Skittles, which is probably not the best way to do that. But hey, if that helps you balance, more power to you. Have a beautiful week, Deanna. Thanks for being here. Mary, yes, of course. So this one says fish pose. It's a yoga pose, which is about release. And so that it says surrender to your higher self and release all judgments. Boy, we're all hearing that one tonight. So in the fish pose is like a heart expansion pose. It's funny because it's a movement in dance as well, where you're leading with your heart. It's your heart that lifts you from the floor. And so in this place, you're being invited to let go. Again, I'm hearing the same type of message. Let go of all that's restricting you. And the restrictions are often so antiquated that we don't even realize they're there. We've been carrying the baggage of these beliefs for decades, and we're so used to carrying them, we don't even know they're present. So just be really aware of any judgment energy that's coming in for you, from you, to you, and be in a place of what inside me is begging to be released or healed in this moment because I'm receiving judgment, or I'm giving judgment to others. It's always a reflection of that. And I invite you to read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz if you haven't already, because that's one of the agreements is, about judgment. And I'm hearing, don't take things personally, don't make assumptions. But all of those things are like taking that inner judge and our inner victim and saying, no more judging, no more victim. we're choosing differently. And so sometimes we have to just really get into a vulnerable place and surrender. And surrender is not giving up. Surrender is saying, help, please. I'm opening myself up to receive assistance in this moment. I'm opening myself to let the divine assist me as it's meant to. We think we're supposed to struggle and do things all alone. And that's, again, that masculine energy that wants us separated and not working together to lift each other up. So any feelings of separation, the divine feminine is really inviting us to heal right now. The more we feel like we should be apart, the more we need to come together. And we've been seeing that, haven't we? And how powerful that can be, and how it can shift what you're feeling and how you're feeling in your own reality, in your own truth. So look for any judgment energy, and it's time to put the judge to rest. It's good for all of us. No more victims. Be nice to have that be gone. All right. Have a beautiful week. Thank you for joining us, Mary. Oh, you're welcome, Deanna. Thank you. Skittles are yummy. You know, if we can balance our energy field and have something yummy, I mean, I'm all for it. Julie, nice to have you here. Nice. So you have the family healing card, and this is about trust. Look at that beautiful rose that's coming out of her heart, but it's also coming out of her throat. Trust in the support of your earth soul family. And so our earth soul family is not always our family of origin. It's usually our chosen family. It's the family that we've been thrown together with over and over again. And yes, it can be our family of origin as well, because I mean, we did choose them. But lots of times our circle of women can be especially healing. And sometimes it's got men in it as well. But it's that divine feminine healing energy that is wanting to be expressed and to help the family lineage heal. And because the members of our regular family, the members of our regular family are part of any ancestral healing, it's always good to have our outside buddies, our outside sisters, to support us and to help us with that, and to help us see clearly what has been such an ingrained pattern for generations that you don't even notice it's a pattern. And so your version of surrender is to let your soul family be there and to support you and to shed healing energy and healing light onto aspects of generational healing that is in the process of happening. And what a beautiful thing, because remember, generational healing is not just backwards, it's forwards. So we can be in a place where we heal our children, we heal our grandchildren, we heal our great-grandchildren, whether they've been born or not, as well as our parents and our grandparents and beyond. So, you know, when you're doing healing work for that many people, you know, hundreds really, it's okay to have some support from your soul family, because they're there to lift you up when you feel like you might fall. And they're also there to remind you how beautiful and resilient you are, and that you can do this. You were born to do this. How's that? All right, my dear. Have a blessed week. I'm so happy to have you here. All right, Bernadette. That's a nice card. It's the fertility card. It's Aphrodite. Woohoo, some sacral chakra. So her card says, become attuned to the fertile ground within you. We have, in our pelvic floor, think of it as this bowl, and it's this bowl that is filled with creative energy, and we can stir it to see what's ready to bubble, what's ready to cook. And fertility can be, fertile in terms of like having children. It can be fertile in terms of planting a garden and using the best soil with the best nutrients. And fertile can be that place where we're brainstorming new ideas and we're just allowing the different possibilities to come in. And that's when abundance flows. When we're in this place of allowing things to get planted, allowing things to percolate, allowing things to simmer in our creative cauldron. And what's being invited in is like paying attention to what is fertile right now. It's not necessarily what was fertile 6 months ago. Some people had like this big push to do social media marketing and things like 6 months ago. And right now might be shifting their energy and their attention to Substack or to creating books or artwork or podcasts. But it might not be the same as it was 6 months ago. And sometimes we get into the rote habit of just doing what we're doing because it was working, but now we're doing it as opposed to creating it. So what is percolating for creation for you? And it's going to feel really juicy. It's going to feel exciting. It's going to light you up. And if there's anything you're doing right now that doesn't light you up, maybe pull that back a little bit. Give it a little less of your attention. It doesn't mean that you have to end it abruptly, but maybe you want to make some room for some other beautiful possibilities to come in, because things are changing on this planet at a rapid pace. The 5-year plan, the 3-year plan, the 10-year plans, those are not happening the same way. We're in the month to month or month to 3 months to 6 months instead of years. And some of us are in the weeks, 1 week to 3 weeks to 6 weeks kind of thing. So see what is fertile, what wants to be birthed in this new energy. We're in the perfect energy for that, with May Day coming up, and with the new moon, it's like everything is ready to be planted, including our ideas, our beliefs, our dreams, and our aspirations. So let's get going. All right. Thank you for joining us, Bernadette. Woohoo! Jocelyn, nice to have you. All right, so your card is the Butterfly Goddess. This is the Metamorphosis card. Notice her crown and her third eye are connected and lit up. And so you're reaching completion on this part of your journey. Prepare to rise higher. So lots of times we have to go through a dark night of the soul. And the dark night of the soul is when we have to get so uncomfortable in our life, in our body, in our experiences to create something new. It's that part of us that um, is used to suffering. We get really used to suffering and think suffering is normal. But what's being, expressed here is that, you've been in this really tight cocoon, and it's probably felt pretty dark, pretty heavy, and really hard to break free of. But in this metamorphosis energy, you're about to break free. And what I'm sensing for you is that energy of feeling comfortable in your own skin. I'm seeing things like, I don't know if you're on any medicine, but like getting the medicine balanced so that it actually is working the way you want it to work, and we have more sunlight out, which helps restore a lot of our emotional energy. Remember, we're just like plants. We need sun and we need water. 20 minutes of sunshine a day, if possible. Even if it's just being in your car with the windows down and allowing the air to come in, it helps nourish our energy field. It moves our ions. It helps things get back into motion. And with these things, the lightening and the brightening, everything won't feel as heavy and as daunting. And I'm seeing, throw open the curtains in your house and let the sunshine in. It's a great time to declutter and release any old stuff that doesn't bring you joy. Release anything that doesn't bring you joy, because you deserve to take flight, and that transformation is ready to happen for you if you're willing to allow it to come in. So there you go. And if you need help, you know where to reach me. All right. Have a great week, sweetie. Of course I have a card for you. Look at this one. You have the Wolf card, which is communication. Notice your ability to convey ideas through words and expression. And you and I both know that being in our truth, being aligned in our truth, then we communicate what is true for us. And we cannot control whether other people hear us or not. But when we live in our integrity and when we live in our truth, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they hear us. And their reaction is their reaction. But one of the things I'm sensing is that you're getting to a place of calm. You're getting to a place of decisive use of your words. And also being in this place where you choose your words wisely, with intent, with intention, so that they are used as the magic that they can be, right? That white light that they can be. They create the world around us. And so tapping into all of the ways that you are in communication with others, and I'm sensing ways for you to share your ideas and your beliefs and bring about change, is also connected to this. And just really making room for the wise part of you, to be there and share with others. maybe you've got some writing to do. Because I'm seeing written material as well. Sounds good to me. Thanks for joining us. You're welcome. You're very welcome. You got it, Jocelyn. It's on its way to you. Love it. All right, Rob, finish us off here. You have the root chakra. Wisdom of the earth. Saying connect with earth as a means of realigning your energy. What I'm seeing is get yourself outside. Because it's, that's one of the best ways to ground our energy and to get us out of fear, to get us out of worry. And when we're going through shifts and changes, I know you have a couple big changes that are coming next week. And so staying grounded is so important. And the earth has so much juicy wisdom to share with us, and let it support us. It's our mom. It's our home. It's here for us. And, take moments of sunshine to step out and be there, or even be out in the rain, because the spring rain can be cleansing and purifying as well, and allow the happiness of being here in your physical body to come in and be present. And that all that is occurring is meant to stabilize that and really upgrade your sense of safety, upgrade your sense of worth, upgrade how you see yourself, so that others see you the same way. What a wonderful message for all of us this evening. Thank you guys for being here. And, oh my goodness, Ellie, you're here. Fantastic.
Got a last minute.
I'm taking it. This is an old friend, so absolutely. So what a card you got there, dear. It's Dawn. It's sexuality. And Dawn is the masculine and feminine within you are receiving healing right now. And, we all have, and that's not a good or bad, and it's not a shadow or light. The masculine part of us is the part of us that takes action, that creates a plan, that moves forward step by step. And it's the part of us that keeps ourselves safe, right? Because in the end, the masculine is about our own personal safety. Now, the feminine side of us, when it's healing, it's about all of the community, ourselves as part of the community. So being in that place of healing that nurturing energy, healing the ways we nurture ourselves, healing the ways we nurture other people, healing the ways we feel like a woman or a man or a combination, or healing our sense of sensuality and sexuality, which are part of our personal self-expression. And in that place, being safe to be ourselves, not what other people want us to be or who they want us to be, and ways we've compromised that in the past. So you're also in that space of releasing the restrictions of the ways that masculine and feminine roles have been defined. Defined, isn't that an interesting word? The way the masculine and feminine roles have been decided. And we can see how those are breaking down everywhere on the planet, that they no longer serve. And so you're healing all those pieces of duality that have been out of balance for a long time. And you're being invited to step into that feminine heart and the way that that's coming to you. And know that the healing process is coming to an end. Feels like you've been in it for a little bit, but it is lightening and it is brightening. And I hope to hear from you soon. All right. And with that, you guys, it's the end of our night. And thank you for being here with Soul Connections. I'm your host, Polly Jo Labbe. And please like us and subscribe, because then you can catch our other things as they appear, and know that Wisdoms of the Ancients is going to be landing soon on the 1st at 8 o'clock. So I hope you enjoy what words of wisdom are shared this month. And with that, guys, bye for now.